Hello, and welcome to my Capstone portfolio. My name is Jennifer Scotten, and I'm proud to present to you this portfolio, a culmination of the coursework I've completed while seeking my MLS at Emporia State University. I've created the introduction to my capstone as a multimedia presentation in which I narrate my journey to librarianship, from classroom teacher to graduate student, and finally, school library media specialist. Now I'd like to walk you through my portfolio, highlighting the artifacts I've selected to illustrate SLIM's program outcomes and professional values. Let's begin. Program outcome number 1, Foundations of the Profession. I've taken this artifact from LI 801, Foundations of Library and Information Science. The artifact is a reflective journal. The journal is a combination of reflections on course readings and discussion. The document makes a transition from classroom teacher to future librarian, and it's clear when the journal concludes the passion for librarianship that this course laid the foundation for. The journal entries helped me process concepts of foundation, history, information ethics, current practices in librarianship, while also exploring the evolving mission of libraries. This particular artifact will be one that I reflect on throughout my career as a librarian. I was so proud to reread my thoughts while creating this portfolio and to see that early on I had passion and a mission and a commitment to librarianship. Program outcome 2, Information Resources. This artifact was taken from LI 815, Information Technology. This was a group grant proposal. Our users and their specific information needs were juveniles in a detention center. Incarcerated youth have very little access to the tools and the resources and the content to develop 21st century skills. This group project took and made it the responsibility of librarians to provide these resources. The collaborative effort and coordination that went into this project made it a success. Program outcome number 3, Organization of Recorded Knowledge and Information. This artifact was taken from LI 804, Organization of Information. This particular presentation, also group work, took informational and organizational concepts and created an organization system using something not necessarily related to libraries. Our groups chose types of vending machines. At first, I was uncertain how this particular project would help us grapple with some of the concepts that were presented in LI 804, but surprisingly, the abstract focus really helped bridge and connect my present schema to some new learning. Program outcome number 4 was taken from LI 815, Information Technology. This was the Policies, Access, and Technology paper. My paper focused on the digital divide and the role of the 21st century school library media specialist in closing that divide. This was a place in my coursework where my current feelings about some educational policies and my coursework met at this beautiful crossroads, and I was able to really put my heart and soul into this particular paper. I did research about the digital divide, and I found my ability to effectively communicate the grave need for low-income families to be considered when new technology practices are being implemented in classroom. For example, your blended classroom, your flipped classroom. Although these initiatives really drive the 21st century model, we need to remember also those families who have not the means to keep up. And so this particular paper would be perfect to deliver this information and this resource to public education stakeholders. Program outcome number 5, reference and user services. For this, I took my artifact from LI 855 Collection Development and Management, and this was a collection development policy report. So I retrieved, evaluated, and synthesized the information in the report to see if this really met the needs of current, new, potential librarians in the Lawrence Public School System. I went through the report and made my recommendations of some of the things that needed to be added in order to make this resource more useful. Once again, because this was the district that I was working at, I was also able to apply some real-world and authentic tools and resources to my coursework, which happened a lot during my time at Emporia State University, which made the coursework all that more meaningful, the authenticity and being able to incorporate my current position. Program outcome number 6, research. I took this artifact from LI 810, Research in Library and Information Science. This was the research methodology paper. Librarianship and research go hand in hand. Research is an essential element, so learning about the different methodology that are available to help better mold and shape user services and needs. This paper articulates just that. Am I able to appropriately find and identify a problem and then in turn be able to identify the appropriate research method? This artifact is an example of my ability to do so. Program outcome number 7, continuing education and lifelong learning. Graduates of the SLIM Master of Library Science degree program will be able to demonstrate a commitment to lifelong learning by participating in professional development activities and disseminating new information to colleagues and patrons. For this, I chose my reflective journal for my trip to Serbia. I was able to visit museums and libraries and make connections and network with librarians across the world, and I took this information and I created a journal multimedia presentation to share with my colleagues and with my patrons at my library at South Middle School. This resource is also available, and I would like to share it as a part of my capstone for that very reason, to illustrate the learning that took place during my trip, not just from the libraries, but also from the people. I aspire to be much like the librarians that I met in Serbia. They were collaborative, they were compassionate, and they were unrelenting in the service that they intended to provide to their patrons. Lastly, program outcome 8, administration and management. I took this artifact from LI 855, Collection Development and Management. This is the poster presentation project. The research and the preparation that went into this project was valuable, was time-consuming, but also was an early opportunity for me to make a very strong connection and ally with one of my peers, and we really just took our passions and the things that we felt were important and the practices that we noticed were unethical in librarianship, and just put it all out onto this poster. So this poster, The Fearless Selector, it's collection development and intellectual freedom in the school library. And through our research, we found that many school librarians practice what's called self-censorship, where before they build the collection or they weed the collection or they form the collection in a way that robs intellectual freedom from their young patrons. And this is something that I am incredibly passionate about as a school librarian. So this project and this artifact articulates that. The 4 professional values of service, leadership, integrity, and mentorship are found here. I'd like to focus just on the leadership component. I was honored during my time at ESU to be named a 2015 Spectrum Scholar. The scholarship provided me financial means to continue my education, but it also provided me the opportunity to attend ALA's annual conference in San Francisco. And here I participated in a leadership symposium with other Spectrum Scholars. This was a life-changing event for me, and I would be remiss not to include it in my capstone portfolio. I've also included my personal statement as a part of the artifact, which demonstrates my potential for leadership. In addition, I have included course listings and selected work, an updated copy of my resume, and lastly, a form for you to contact me. Thank you so much for taking the time to view my Capstone portfolio.